Good afternoon, Chris here again. I'm going to explain the WC, which is the Dometic one. This particular model, we've still got the same swivel for knee room. A gate on this particular model happens to be in the front, which is a slide handle between the legs. Open the gate, use the loo, and then central button, electric flush, and then we close the gate all the time. Now we've got various LEDs that we're going to show up around the top panel here. At the moment, the bottom left hand corner is on, the LED is showing. Now that's indicating at the moment that a flush tank on the outside of the caravan needs refilling. Now if we do ever get an LED on the top left hand corner, that is telling us that the cassette to the toilet is not located properly into the outside locker. And then we go on to the right hand side of the panel. If we have the bottom right light up, that means we are half full, and that is giving us a warning to the state of the cassette. Now if we do happen to get light on the top right hand corner of the panel, that is, please empty the cassette. It's unadvisable to ignore that light. Now when we actually proceed to the outside to explain the cassette to you, we will be unlocking the cassette. If the cassette is locked into place and we can't happen to remove it, what it is telling us that the gate on the loo is slightly open or open. For us to remove the cassette from the caravan to empty it, the gate has got to be totally closed for us to remove the cassette. Now, we've been through the Dometic toilet system on the inside of this van. We've now come to the outside. Now, this is our toilet cassette in the lower locker, and we've also got our flush tank in the top. Now, to fill the flush tank, all we do, and you'll notice there's no key on this particular one. So, take the cap off. We want to fill our flush tank. This is the equivalent of our toilet system at home. Now, there are different chemicals on the market, all sorts. So it's going to tell you what dosages to put on the labels. So put a dosage of chemical into the flush tank, and then we top the tank up with water. Now an approximation, it's about a 7 litre tank. Okay. So fill up till we've got water in there. Then we put the cap back on and we're ready to flush the loo. Now please don't ask me how long it lasts, because if you're going to sit there all day pushing the blue button in there, you're going to end up with a sore finger. It's not like at home where you push the button and you empty 2 gallons down the pan. It is a push button flush, so every time you're pushing the button, you're flushing the loo. So that is our flush tank. Now, coming into a toilet cassette, this is where we collect our toilet waste. Inside we have what we call the cassette. Now, the cassette is locked into place at the moment with a little blue lever just underneath the black handle here. We're going to lift the lever and we're going to give it a good pull out, and that is what we call a toilet cassette. Now, getting this ready for use, we're going to actually prepare it. We're going to bring the swan neck round. We're going to take the cap off, and again, once again, depending on the chemical, it's going to tell you on the label what dosage to put in. Then maybe a couple of caps of water. Make sure the cap's nice and tight, and then we're going to lock it into place and make sure the blue lever's dropped into the bodywork there. Now bear in mind, we did explain to you inside that you get a little LED come up. If that isn't in properly, it's going to tell us on the inside by the flush button. Now we want to empty the cassette when it's full. Blue handle, pull the cassette. Now, emptying, 2 things can happen. We're going to bring that round to there. We're going to remove the cap. Now, bearing in mind, make sure the cap is out of the way in a safe place, because we don't want to drop it down where we're emptying this. So, out of the way. Before we actually pour the cassette, we're going to push the button on the back, and then we get a nice steady pour for emptying. Okay, now overwintering. we want to give it a good clean out. What we can do is we can bring the neck round, take the cap off, we can slide manually the plate back there, then we can open up the gate and we can give good old clean out. Now, every now and again, the silicone grease on the rubber stops it from drying out, stops it from cracking, make sure the plate runs quite smooth. Bring it back round, close the gate, slide it back in, make sure it's nice and tight. Now with the modern models, what we've got also, push the button and we've got a handle for easy emptying on site. Now, bearing in mind, trying to remove this, if we pull the blue lever and this is locked into place, it means the gate on the inside is either open or slightly open. For us to remove this, the gate's got to be closed. Otherwise, this is locked into place. Now, bearing in mind with this particular model, there is no drain off inside the cassette locker. To drain the tank off, we'd have to manually flush it through with the blue button on the inside of the van. What we also want to make sure, in nice and tight, and be wary, even when we're on site, we want to make sure the cassette is locked into place. We don't want to go out and come back and find our cassette missing.